What's up, guys? I'm coming to you from the office today. Earlier I was in the garage. I pulled the transmission for my engine so that I could do a clutch comparison. Tomorrow I'm doing a Beams clutch video, so make sure to tune in for that. Anyway, I came back in, I got cleaned up, but after working on my car, because I haven't driven it in a while, I was pretty amped up on car stuff, and it's 11:30, but I'm just so excited, I can't sleep, man. So I figured I'd come in the office and shoot a short video. So about 6 months ago, I was playing Assetto Corsa with my drift buddies from Michigan, people I used to drive with when I lived there. They're all pretty much a part of the drift team Bobby's Crew, which, rad drivers, by the way. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube's. So they're talking about, they started talking about this Japan trip they wanted to take. I'm like, man, this sounds so cool. I've always wanted to go to Japan. And then they said, well, come with us. Well, hang on, I don't want to invite myself to your trip, that's cool. I'll plan something later. I said, no, it's an open invite. Come on, if you want to go, come with us. So, we're going to Japan. My wife and I, we talked about it, and we realized, yeah, this is a pretty good time in our life to go take this, once-in-a-lifetime trip. This is a bucket list thing for me. I am so excited. We want to go see the culture. We want to go see not only the car culture, but also the Japanese culture. We want to go see, the typical touristy stuff. But we have to see the car culture. Absolutely have to. The Japanese car culture, specifically drifting, means we have to go to Ebisu. So we have 10 days that we're going to spend in the country. About 4, that's excluding travel days. So about 4 of those days we're going to spend at Ebisu, and 6 days we're going to spend on, other touristy stuff. So if you aren't aware, I'm sure most of you are, but if you aren't aware, Ebisu is honestly like the drift mecca. It's a motorsports complex, but it also has a zoo. There's several different tracks at Ebisu that have some pretty iconic features. So you've got Ebisu Toge, which is really reminiscent of what started drifting, this mountain road that you're driving up and back down. It's kind of a shorter course, but it still gives you a good feel for what drifting started as. It's a pretty technical and difficult course. But then you've also got courses like Ebisu Kita, or North Course, where you've got this iconic, entry where you're coming up this hill, you're building speed, and you end up drifting to the left as you're coming around this curve up the hill, and then swing it back, and you toss the back of the car right up against the wall, and then it chucks you back around the other way, and you follow the sweeper that's going downhill. Just super cool. I'm sure if you've watched other drifting YouTubers, people like Noriaru, Adam LZ, Lone Star Drift, they all have really rad videos at Ebisu Kita. Now there's also Ebisu Minami, which that's the jump course, which is super wild looking. I don't know if I'm going to be ballsy enough to try jumping a car there, but we did buy a car. If you've ever been interested in drifting at Ebisu, you probably know that you can buy a car through Power Vehicles. They'll store it there at the track for you. They get you set up with their tire machine. They've got people there that can help fix your car, and they'll get you sorted with parts and all that stuff. Power Vehicles is the best way to do a drift trip. But it can be kind of expensive because you're paying somebody to find a car for you and then bring it to the track. What a lot of people don't realize is that people who are done with their Ebisu trip and they're done doing these trips, or maybe they want to upgrade cars or whatever, they'll actually sell their old cars and they're Power Vehicle eligible. So that means that it can still be in the Power Vehicle system, it can still be stored at the track, and you can still get access to all these awesome resources. You're just buying a used car from them, and then in the Power Vehicle system, you have to get it reassigned to your name. So that's what we did. It saved us some money. We're able to get cars that are pretty well sorted because they've been drifted for a while. We also bought cars that obviously aren't smashed. I don't want a smashed in car. I want something that looks good, and I want something that's going to drive well. So me and my buddy CJ, we bought a Nissan Safiro. It's pretty much a 4-door S13 almost. It's got an RB20, and a lot of the S13 suspension and stuff bolts right up. Our other buddies Corey and Josh, they bought themselves an R32. And then our other friend Ray, who's kind of the one who set this all in motion, he bought himself a Laurel, which is also another 4-door Nissan. So 2 sedans, 5 people at least. We're adding other people to the trip as they volunteer. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited. But coronavirus. We don't know how this is going to affect us yet. We've been kind of readjusting, and we've been talking about it almost every single day. Today, Trump announced or declared a national state of emergency. So this might mean that our country is actually quarantined. I saw an article where they suspected 8 weeks. I saw one that said 2 weeks. I have no idea what's going to happen. Our trip is still a couple months out, so it might not be affected, or it might be a total bust. I'm not sure. But we're going to Ebisu. I don't care what the government says. At some point this year, we're going to Ebisu. We already booked our travel, so if we need to reschedule, we will. And we already bought cars. So, I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to Ebisu. I'll be posting the videos about Ebisu here on my channel, so make sure to subscribe. When we get back from Ebisu, I'm going to do a budget breakdown. I'm going to save all my receipts. Because we're not doing a several-week drift trip like a lot of people seem to do, or like Adam LZ, Lone Star Drift do, I'm going to be able to show you guys a little bit different budgeting, what it's going to be, how cheap it's going to be for 4 days of drifting versus 2 weeks of drifting. We're not going during one of the festivals, so that way we're going to be a little bit more, we'll have a little bit more track time probably, and we also won't have issues with parking in the pits and whatever. So make sure to follow along. Thanks, guys.